Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Bocchi the Rock episode 4. I am also currently downloading Bocchi the Rock episode 4, but I decided to turn the camera on so that we could say hi to the cats. Hello, Athena. This is one of the cats. Athena is personality-wise kind of like Bocchi. She's really nervous and shy, and if I do any sudden movements, she'll start freaking out. I actually wonder, I'm not sure if it applies in this sort of a way, but I wonder if she has elements of sort of being on a cat version of the spectrum, in terms of being unable to filter incoming information a little bit and stuff like that. I don't know, but I love her to pieces. And that was Slim, who just sort of zipped by. Hey, Slim Shady. Meow. And Slim is very much like Yellow in personality. She has no fear, no compunctions, and just does whatever the hell she wants, kind of. And when I say that she has no fear, I mean it's like she's broken. Like there's something missing in this cat. There's something wrong with her. Because she's just not afraid of anything at all, ever. The kind of cat that will just leap off of a cliff, doesn't care, will just trust herself completely, and has good reason to. She's extremely nimble and sturdy. Oh, she is currently wiggling her butt and about to attack Athena. Hey, let's not attack each other, all right? Please. They will be joining us in video. They'll be in and out as they please. I'm gonna leave my door cracked, and they'll be joining us if they want to, as I've been allowing them to play around in my room recently. So that's been good. As long as they are good and don't cause too much mayhem and don't tear up my audio foam and don't chew on my wires and don't break things, they're allowed to be in here. Which is, it's how you treat anything. You can do what you want, just don't fuck with anything. Don't break stuff. Everything will be okay. They're sort of just staring at each other from across my door. Here. Cat cam! Cat cam! Also, I think I can turn my cam on here as well. Cat cam! Ta-da! Hey, how fun is that? And they'll be out of there. And I was like, hey, come on, Athena. You're allowed. There you go. There you go, sweetie. Bye now. Alright, well, cat cam has become irrelevant now. Cat cam! Hello. Alright, off exploring she goes. Cool, let me see how we're doing on downloading. We're doing just fine. It's going. What's that? What's that? Psst. Don't fight her. Let me see. No, wait. Dun-dum. Psst. Hey. Whoa. So, Cinnamon, the antagonist, kinda can be a little bit too much for Athena sometimes. Hey, be nice. Be nice. And don't break my shit, please. And don't hurt each other, please. These cats grew up together, so Cinnamon still thinks that they play the same way that they used to, but Athena's got a little bit of discomfort in her hips and stuff, and is a little bit more more overwhelmed by things quickly, and so she has none of it. She just wants none of that rough and tumble play stuff. It's also partly that they've been cooped up and locked inside for the last few days because it's been so rainy outside. They don't care. Cinnamon would just go outside and run around anyway, but the people who own the house don't want them tracking dirt all over the place, so they've been stuck inside, and the tension builds. I wonder if any of this will be relevant to our episode of Bocchi the Rock. I don't know. I do know that we're on episode 4 of Bocchi, and we've got our whole squad together, and so we can kind of get into the meat of the thing now. Not that the episodes we've had so far haven't been meaty. They've been lovely, but we've got our squad, and so goals start to occur. We can start practicing for things, we can start moving toward directions, we can start really putting this band together and figuring out the dynamics of the thing. It's taken us a little while to get here, and every step has been kind of necessary, both on an individual character level and on a group bonding sort of level. So I'm really curious what's going to be next. Will we start moving toward our first live? Will we start trying to just play together in song? I don't know, but I'm excited to find out. Oh, I was playing the Harry Potter theme because I watched all of the Harry Potter movies recently. Over the past couple of weeks, I watched them all. And anyway, I've just forgotten the notes. I could look it up, but I don't want to. I want to remember them and hear them by ear and be better at this damn guitar thing than I actually am, which requires practice, which I've been putting in some of. Maybe not enough, maybe not as much as I should, but I've been playing pretty much every day and messing around and figuring out how to play things, and it's sort of coming together a little bit. I'm still in the sort of a bink type of a phase where it hasn't turned into literacy per se. But it's getting there, and it's a whole lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun. So again, I want to express my gratitude for the strap, although I'm not using it right now because I'm sitting on the floor. And for the guitar itself, honestly, because, well, everything that I buy is a result of you guys being supportive of me, which is fucking nuts to me still. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity to purchase an instrument and try my hand at it and well, discover how shit I am at it, and how much I love being... I was about to say how much I love being shit at it, but that's not true. How much I love the ability to improve at something. It's really powerful. It's really cool. And it's real. Something that I learned a long time ago when I was quite young is that there's very little more fulfilling and bolstering to the spirit than building something or accomplishing something physical in the real world. The thing that comes to my mind is my dad and I, when I was quite young, built a fence, a big fence, really high quality, good wood, posts dug deep, and I dug a bunch of the posts, and I painted a bunch of the boards, and I nailed together a bunch of the thing, and I screwed together a bunch of the thing, and so I meaningfully contributed to the construction of this physical project. And there's very little like being able to look at the end of a hard day's work at a physical thing that you contributed to building and know that you accomplished something and see the evidence of it right in front of you. You know, you go a certain distance or you lift a certain weight, and it's kind of gone the moment you walk out of the gym or you take off your running shoes or whatnot. But a physical creation is, there's something to that. There's something to that. And music or practice at something taps into some element of the same thing. It's not quite the same, but it taps into an element of the same level of fulfillment. And especially when I can record it and then listen to it back, that does something really powerful. That does something really powerful, and it's really cool, and I'm immensely grateful for having the privileged opportunity to be able to do that, because there are a lot of people, many of whom might be watching this show or this video even, who might have the urge, desire, want, need even to pick up an instrument and practice and try, and they might want to do that, and they might not fucking be able to, because it's, there's a barrier to entry in terms of cost. And so I'm just thinking about gratitude and being grateful for that kind of an opportunity. Bocchi has a little bit of that too, right? She was able to just walk into her father's room, pick up his guitar, which it turns out is like a multi-$1,000 super monster Les Paul, and start playing. And not everybody can do that, especially not every high school student. So I wonder if there are any organizations that contribute to getting instruments into the hands of people who can't afford them. I'm sure that there are. I don't know. Give me a moment. Yeah, we're still talking $300+ Squire short scale Strat, $300. Oh, there you go. Donner electric guitar kit has some okay ratings and is $180. That's still, in a world where you might be eating hand to mouth and really like living paycheck to paycheck, that's really tough to afford or achieve. Let me think it through. Pawn shops and thrift stores are an option. Pawn shops get guitars all the time, I think. And you might be able to get good pricing on them because they're being sold secondhand. Obviously, Craigslist or eBay might be options for getting your hands on some instrumentation. And I found an organization called Hungry for Music. Although it's dedicated directly to children, it seems like a fucking wonderful organization that uses donated instruments, as well as matches those donations and matches them to children who would like to be able to play instruments. That's pretty cool. Let me know. Do you know of any other organizations that help get instruments into the hands of people who can't afford them? It feels like the kind of thing that could really change lives. I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to express my own gratitude. But, secondhand shops. Oh. Public libraries. Some public libraries have guitars that can be checked out. Mine doesn't. Well, we're downloaded, so let me get set up, and then we'll get going and actually watch ourselves some Bocchi. Okay, no clawing at the acoustic foam. No clawing at the acoustic foam. No, none of that, sweets. You can just come sit in the lap, alright? You can just come chill right here and watch some Bocchi the Rock with me, okay? You want to learn how to play guitar, cat? Yeah? You want to learn how to play guitar? Alright, let's learn how to play guitar. And actually, let's learn how to make friends. How about... Ow. Sorry. Whoa. I did not mean... Whoa. Hey. Chill. This is a hand. I accidentally reached under her because I was reaching for my headphones, and she immediately was like, well, that's the no-no zone. Okay, yes, I hear you. I will not do that. Good girl. You chill. Okie dokie. So, here we are, Bocchi the Rock, episode 4. Nothing to say that I haven't said already. Our team is together. What's next? Training, practice, figuring out how to play with a band. There are any number of things that could be the focus of the next episodes of Bocchi. Hey, oi. No chewing the acoustic foam. It's got exactly the texture that she wants to scratch on, so. Do I have to go get Q-tips? to distract you? Look at this little monster right here. Look at this monster. Hello? Oh, you do not fit there. Cat. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh. Oh, you're a menace. You are a menace. Get out. Look at this shit. Yeah, you can see my messy desk. She's in behind my desk. You can see her back there. She's in behind my desk. Behind my screens and stuff. I can't even get her out of there. Hold on. Actually, I can just do this. Uh-huh. Yeah, the table moves. Do you still want to be there? Ooh, spooky. Come on. Come on. And there she goes. Go for it, man. I mean, that's all I wanted was you down out of there. Here, look. You got it. Yeah. Your tip? Oh, ah. Oh, ah. There you are. There you are. Favorite toy. Have fun. Leave my freaking acoustic foam alone. Sorted. Mostly. Please don't attack each other. Just chill. Yes? Yes? Can we do that? We can do that. Alright, they're loafing. They're chilling. They're gonna be normal. Mostly. I hope. Fuck. God. Alright. Let's freaking get going. This has taken forever, and I'm gonna have a hell of a time editing this in editing. Bocchi the Rock. Episode 4. There'll be 2 versions of this episode. You can find the picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description down there. Time-based version will be up on YouTube. You're watching it right now. And just get your copy ready to sync up. If you'd like to support the channel via Patreon, you can do so. It takes $1, and that'll get you sort of semi-early access. I'm not doing early access. I'm not intentionally withholding content from YouTube in order to make money. I really don't like doing that. I am, however, not always polished, right? Sometimes I get a video up and I don't want to make the thumbnail or figure out a title or whatever. I just want to get the video up. And then I'll just post it on Patreon, and for the day or so that it takes me to get it ready and done, it'll be up on the Patreon before it goes up on the YouTube. So if you want slightly early access to things, you can get that via the Patreon, and things go up a little bit earlier, as well as slightly better communication from me. I won't say good communication from me, because I'm really bad at communicating with my audience. I'm working on it, but Q-tips. What? I don't know. I don't know. But, your support is greatly appreciated, and I'll see you there if I see you there. If not, don't sweat it. Just watching the video is amazing. It's amazing that people care what I think about anime. It freaking boggles my brain. Let's watch some anime and see what I think about it. Rain. I feel that. It's raining today. Hey, she's learning. Basically, smoke on the water. I wonder what the song is, though. You gotta get good enough at it to do it unconsciously. Yeah, rhythm guitar is important too. Yay! Aww. John! It seems to be. They're gonna get dizzy. Oh. How do we band, though? Punch. Here, you want to hear this? Listen. Oh, no chewing. No, no. Psst, psst, psst. I made a mistake. I have made a mistake. Remove all the cotton so that she doesn't eat it and puke it up. Really, I think she just needs the stick. There. So, matching clothes. More like friends, like. I think she's just dead serious. Fake it till you make it. Really quite superficial, yeah. And they're cheap as heck. Wow. How about playing? Hmm. With 0 fans. Money, 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 money. Yasui harimasu? Oh, it's so cheap. Pressure, 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 pressure. Kitara! Types of fish. Just digging around in the brain. That's great. What? Hmm. 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 Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Can I refuse the position? Oh. Oh no. The most band-like lyrics. She's just fully off of the... Yeah, alright. Not something you should try to force. Exceptionally, extraordinarily real. I wonder if her little sister will somehow contribute. Are they any good? The beauty of youth. Yeah, getting Kito to sing depressing songs. But you can't force it. Are we... These are awesome. Full style shifts. Wow. Nope. Oh, hey, Mom, I think something's wrong with Hitori. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. That was very cute. And I liked what they did with the subtitles too. Very cute. I agree. Everything is fine just the way it is. Hey, why are you attacking the pillow, cat? She's all cooped up. Yup, she's all cooped up. Ugh. I love that we do this like tragedy song in the background. How is it going? Just self-flagellating. Huh. Yeah, I'm sorry. Do stuff together? Huh. Huh. I bet it's old as fuck. Yep. That's real bad. Natural lighting is better anyway. Honestly, just have her stand right there exactly like that, and you've done it. Cool, calm, collected. The goofball. Let's la go! Very cute. Oh, these are wow. Some lovely painterly stuff. I wonder if these are edited photos. They're certainly like drawn off of photos for the locations. You do need an evocative wall. Milkies. Hmm. Yeah. The music direction is so good. Hmm. Oof. That's perfect though. That's perfect though. It's just for impact though. Not Oh, that's cute. I like the idea of a new band off of the ruins of, like, the last generation, you know? It's all for vibes. Awful. One of those awful types who's always photogenic. Ugh. Ugh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yep. School photos. Mm-hmm. Yes. All the ones who are like you are stuck in their rooms being sad. There are a lot of them. Huh. Chances low. I'm gonna join Secret Society Blanket. Zzz, zzz, zzz. Breakdown. Oh. Amazing. Bocchizilla? That is about right. Hmm. Back to reality, please. It will bring out everybody's personality. No, nobody has said that. No, no. Whoever said that needs to be taken out behind the barn. She's gonna mess it up. Which is perfect, which is perfect. Oh no. Ugh. Sure does bring out her personality. Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, none of this is related to actually getting music made. Quite a bit. Yeah, everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. I love these style shifts. They're so much fun. Hmm. Hmm. This is Bocchi speaking. Impossible. A dark zone. Menacing vibrations. I love that they've darkened and desaturated it so that it feels almost funerary, like a funeral home, you know? Are you winning, son? I don't think that's exactly what what she said, but fun choice by the translator. That's great. Always imagining the worst possibility. Oh gosh. Just watching, you're like, all right, what are you gonna do? Yes? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Huh? No. Don't lie. Yeah, you wanna fit some vibe or fit yourself into a mold. There's nothing genuine about it. These are dishonest. Ah, I love that little line of slice between the eyes. That was excellent. Way off center, way off thirds. Totally in like framed wrong. Love it. Holy shit. Genuineness. Yep. Yellow. Always. It's like Peiko. If you've seen Ping Pong, you know what I mean. She's the hero. The hero appears, the hero appears, the hero appears. From the heart. Okay. Yeah. Get Kita to sing that. That would be great. It's a band. It ties things together like a Keshoku bando. Ooh, that's juicy. God, what? Whole sequence extraordinarily framed. You were here on your... Oh my gosh, real. Kita's trying to. Let's go! Oh, she's been up all night. Let's go! Fucking working! Flow state, lose it all. Yep. Oh. And they're gonna be on the wrong page again. Stop qualifying yourself. But that's honest. Hmm. Let's go. We don't get to see it or hear it this episode, right? I almost hope not. Because it doesn't matter what she wrote to me. Oh my god, it's just that picture all over her walls. Oh god. Bocchi, you crazy. Bocchi, you crazy. Is this the same ED? Did I just forget what the ED sounded like? I really... So maybe I just haven't noticed it, but I really like how they've highlighted the guitar track by putting it only on one side. Or shifting, panning it mostly to the right. I don't know that that I'll be able to maintain that after I do my editing. But it really isolates the characters. It's different visually, so it may be a different song. I have to go check. I will. I will watch it. Before I do, I'm gonna go back one episode and check the ED really quick and see if it seems like it's the same song to me. Has it changed every episode and I just haven't noticed? Totally different song. Okay. Cool. I like that. I liked that ED a lot. Again, the thing that stood out to me about the ED was that they took the guitar track and they panned it pretty heavily to the right so that you could, or at least the lead guitar track, so it was more isolated and you could really hear who was playing, which gives the feeling of like character and individuality to the band members. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Hey, Kit Kat, I know you just settled in, but I have to pee, so I'm gonna push you off of me. Hooda! Up we get, up we get, up we go, Cat. All right, there you go. Please don't destroy anything while I'm gone. Now that the human has left the room, my plans for world domination can begin in earnest. Rally to me, allies, enemies of all being. Oh, shit. Alright. Come on, cat. Come hang out with me. I have captured the cat. Alright. Alright, sweets. So, they wrote a song. And we don't get to know what it is. I wonder if the ED is actually the song that we just heard. Or if the song that they just wrote is the ED or is meant to be. Because we don't have subtitles for it, unfortunately, I can't tell. I don't know. Might be. This episode sort of disappeared. In the same way that Bocchi loses herself in writing the lyrics of the song, I sort of lost myself in the episode. After really just a couple of minutes, I was gone and sucked into the flow of the thing in a really lovely way. A lot about this episode stands out. First of all, the sound direction. Music direction, more accurately. The way that the music, the background music of the episode flows with the episode in order to produce emotional effects is really exceptional. It's really good. Solid all the way through. As has been the case before, the experimental... Okay, she's chewing on my pants strings. Could you You know what? Better than my headphones. It's fine. It's fine. The experimental style shifts to create different emotional effects for Bocchi's outlook on the world are really cool, and they pull us along with the character in her mentality. The scene where she glitches out on the floor stands out to me as just wonderful. Nijika is really a hero. And I say that in a specific sense. I showed my friend Ping Pong the animation over the past week. The Masaaki Yuasa anime Ping Pong, which is about ping pong, but of course it's, hey, psst, psst, psst. Ow. Freaking eating my pants. All right. Cat gone. I can actually focus somewhat. It's about ping pong, but it's more about dedication and the love of a thing. And to me, it's about how one person's unrestrained love, passion for a thing, in this case, in ping pong's case, a sport, can have a ripple effect and materially alter the lives and purpose and drive and direction of other people. And that's exactly what happens over the course of Ping Pong the animation. And that's sort of the idea that I've taken from it, is that one way to be a hero is just to dedicate yourself completely to your passion. And what happens when you do that is other people might not have the same passion as you, but the experience of seeing you following your dreams can inspire them to do the same. And that is something that we get from Nijika a lot. We get it expressed to us by Ryo when she talks about her own loss of passion for being in a band. And we get it expressed, she's pulled Hitori out of herself. She's pulled Kita back in. It's that passion that's driving them all forward, even if it's directed in silly ways and silly directions, with like doing the whole shell of the thing, the external parts of being a band instead of actually focusing on the songwriting or whatnot. It's still that passionate aura that she has that really drives the band forward. And I really like that, just because it vibes with something that I recently finished as a show and am thinking about, or is going on in the back of my mind. It sort of connects a dot for me. Ain't that the truth? Sometimes you meet somebody who's it's just like, oh God, stop it. Stop it. You're too perfect. Stop it. Oh, it's on ones. Zip, 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 zip. Super, super cute. Very fun. I love their team dynamic as it's being grown out. I love, how cheap! As they're talking about selling zip ties for 500 yen. or the fans have to bring all their stuff to the takoyaki and pay for it. Amazing. Let's nail the superficial stuff first. Man, isn't that the truth? There's something to that about, like, starting playing an instrument. Let's use that as an example. Let's use the guitar thing as an example. I've been practicing, okay? But there's a temptation, and the temptation is to purchase all the superficial elements, all the trappings of being a guitarist before you're actually a guitarist. So, in a sense, I kind of did this with the strap, or I was tempted to. And it was fun because I did it with the audience, and we did it on stream, and we looked at different straps, and we voted on them and chose which one to eventually purchase, and you guys literally purchased it for me. Like literally, we looked at the thing, and I put up the amount of money, and we used that money to purchase the strap. But there's a temptation when you get dedicated to something to be like, well, I'm gonna buy the guitar. I'm gonna buy the best guitar strings, and I'm gonna buy a guitar stand, and I'm gonna get an amplifier, and all these things that you don't need in order to make yourself feel like you're moving closer towards your goal. All of the external things instead of the real things. You get it with people who get really impassioned about a sport too, right? It's like, oh, I want to be a soccer player. And so the way that you become a soccer player is the way that the kids in Brazil become soccer players, which is they find a shitty soccer ball and they practice and play soccer all day, every day, barefoot, like no shits given, until they're a soccer player. They play the soccer. But what a person who becomes inspired for it might do is go and buy the jersey of their favorite player and beg their parents to buy them a set of cleats and the shin guards and socks and shorts and this tool and that tool and this video and whatever, right? You buy all the external trappings of the thing and don't ever actually do the thing. That's a dangerous place because it feels like you're becoming more of a soccer player or a guitarist or an artist or a creator or something, but you're not actually putting in the work to do the thing, and so you're just sort of taking up the same brain space that should be used for actually dedicating yourself to the thing with patting yourself on the back for moving towards your goal without actually moving towards your goal. Nailing the superficial stuff first is dangerous. Of course, parts of it are necessary, you know. You can't become a guitarist if you don't have a guitar, which is what we talked about at the beginning a little bit. But it's a clever piece here to focus the band on become more band-like, when I think that the thing that makes you more band-like is playing together as a band, probably. That's my guess. It seems pretty easy to make believe and play band without playing as a band, you know? It seems easy to play at being a soccer player, put on all the trappings and try that out without actually being a soccer player. You know, I found this in myself pretty recently. I've had this urge to inline skate. My dad was a big rollerblader, inline skater, and got me into it when I was quite young. And I've had this urge to go to the park near here and skate. I've also been walking around town a lot, and walking to grocery stores and stuff in order to, I'm like, oh shit, I want to make a particular food product and I don't have carrots. So I'm going to walk 1.5 miles to go get carrots and walk back. And part of that has been that I've been incorporating like endurance exercise, so fairly long walks. And it's great because I get to walk with a backpack and then I get to walk back with a full backpack, and it's a lot of exercise and it's really quite good for you. But I was thinking, wow, it would be great to be able to skate there and skate around town and stuff. And so I started looking at rollerblades online and looking at inline skates and doing the like price comparison and like, wow, I could get these really cool skates and all this shit. It's a temptation to purchase the trappings, to put all this invested time and energy without actually investing the time and energy into the thing itself. And then the other day I was looking for something in the garage, and I look over and there's a pair of rollerblades sitting on the shelf. And I look at them and I look inside, and they're a women's pair, but they're like one size women's bigger than my size in men's. And so I slip my foot into it, and they fit me. So maybe the answer should be not to purchase a $100 pair of rollerblades, but instead to ask the woman who owns them whether I can just borrow them and see if doing the thing actually resonates with me and I actually want to do it. Not tackling the superficial stuff first, but focusing on the real thing. Anyway, I wouldn't indict Nijika for this. I think it's fine to focus on the superficial of the band. in some part, because they're all focused on accomplishing these tasks together, it doesn't really matter what the task is, because by working together on a thing, they are becoming more aligned and more together about the thing. So it ends up working out quite well for us regardless. The dynamics between the characters are really becoming more fleshed out, as we have Ryo being cool, calm, collected, but also, quote, saying things just for the vibes. Really fun. Nijika being gung-ho and very much a leader and an initiator. Kita really following along, and Goto being dragged along, kicking and screaming in a lot of ways. I really like it. I made a span merch and it's just a zip tie. Awesome. So lesson here, if you make a band, name it after something really simple and then sell that. Very clever. And more if they're signed. Yes. Kita or too strong, overwhelming. I wanted to look at this. I love this instant pressure moment, because I think we've all experienced this, where you're sort of not paying attention and then you get asked a question and you're in that shock moment. Okay. Future society, memories, passwords, internet, home life, new stuff. Fukui? Is that a place? It's a prefecture. Laws, entertainment, life. Outer space, identity, types of fish, important. Dreams, emotions, outer space. She's got 2 outer space. Old books, Chiba, digital. Just digging around in your brain, trying to find something of value. Autobaito, part-time job. And she's digging around in dreams. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, what do I do? Well, she can sit this one out. Anyway, she's going to be writing the lyrics. And suddenly, we put the pressure on Bocchi. And pressure. And she explodes. Which is exactly correct. It's more than just a little bit correct. How do I put this? Suddenly, Bocchi has homework. And we've all done the exact thing that we're about to see Bocchi go and do. When we've had a homework assignment that we know we need to do, we may want to do it. Certainly we want to do well at it, whatever. But something about doing it produces reluctance in you, there's a barrier between you and it. And the barrier is only in your mind. It's just the getting started or the moving toward it or whatever. And so you do anything else. You clean your room, you vacuum everything, you work on your signature for 3 hours, you do anything that you can to avoid getting started on the thing that you need to do, even though you actually want to do it. Why? Why do we work that way? Why do we avoid the things that are best for us? Why are we reluctant to accomplish the things that are best for us? I ask this not rhetorically, really. I don't really know. But I do know, and I've said it before on this show, that we suffer by our reluctances. And Bocchi suffers a lot by her reluctance here. Her reluctance to push forward and do the lyrical thing. But there's more to it than that, because it's a creative endeavor. You can't force it. And the more that you try to, the worse or harder it becomes. The more pressure you put on yourself to get it done or to even get started, the more impossible it seems. I don't know why we work that way. Writers certainly experience it. We have a term for it. It's writer's block or artist's block or musician's block. And in this case, it is literally writing. For Bocchi, it's partly that she doesn't trust herself. In fact, it's largely that she doesn't trust herself. She's afraid that her expression won't click with others because she's building something for others. She's creating a song that's meant to be heard by other people. It's then important for her that the song that she writes is something that other people will like. Not something that she'll like, not something that's genuine from her, but something that will be something that other people will like. Like you try to write an essay for school, and you're trying to write an essay that the teacher or professor will approve of, instead of writing the essay that you actually want to write. So of course your mind would go any other direction. Of course it would, because you're not being honest with yourself. Huh. I think that's one way to frame it. Certainly, I think that's a large part of what's going on for Bocchi in particular, is that she doesn't believe in herself, and she doesn't trust her own expression, and she's really, really afraid of expressing her struggles and her depressedness. And that's sort of the conclusion that we come to later, when Ryo reads it through and says, this won't connect with a lot of people, but the people that it does connect with, it will connect with deeply. That's a potent idea. It's a potent idea for me as a creator of sorts, and as an expresser of genuineness is what I'm trying to do here, right? And it matches pretty incredibly well with what I've done over the past couple of months, and what I've expressed over the past couple of videos. Because I was reluctant recently to turn the camera on. Even though I wanted to, and I needed to, and it was the best thing for me to do. Even though the answer was in getting started again, I still found myself deeply reluctant to do it. Partly, maybe largely, because I knew that what I had experienced recently was not fun, was painful, and also painful to express because it was an expression of having made some mistakes. I made some physical mistakes and hurt myself. I popped a rib very literally out of place. And if you do research on that, you'll find a lot of people being like, oh, your ribs don't actually pop out of place. No. I popped rib 11 out of fucking place. And I popped it over my, or under my transversus abdominis, the big muscle that goes around. And it was preventing me from breathing fully. Awful. But to admit that was to admit that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing and that I hurt myself. That was hard to do. And I made a mistake that caused me a lot of emotional distress. Because I really thought that I had cancer. I really thought that I did. And it took weeks and weeks to actually go and get approved for biopsies and get the biopsies done, and then weeks of waiting to get them done. And during that whole time, I was spiraling out, like, anxious. And that was a mistake too. A big one. And it hurt me a lot. I hurt myself a lot. But to turn on the camera and express those, let alone to admit that I had made those mistakes, that was reluctance-inducing. In part because what I was going to express, and what I would have expressed during any of that time, and what I did end up expressing was difficulty and depression and anxiety and isolation, self-isolation, self-imposed, and self-doubt and self-generated illness, and not a small helping of self-hatred either. And I feared, to some extent, like Bocchi did, I feared that, well, one, maybe nobody would connect with that. That wasn't really it. I didn't want to share pain. I don't want to spread pain. And I was wrong about that too. Because pain is real. Because pain is real. And it's not about sharing it or spreading it. It's about expressing it in a way that says, hey, other human being, I feel like that too. And by putting it out there into the world, it enables others to resonate with it, not in a way that causes them pain, but in a way that demonstrates that they're not alone in the experience of pain. And so, like what Rio said, Bocchi expressing her feelings of isolation and not knowing how to step forward into the world in an upright way, and doubting herself continuously. Expressing that through her song is something that will actually connect with people and make them feel like they're not alone. Paradoxically, expressing loneliness can make others and yourself feel less alone. Expressing foolishness and the making of mistakes and anxiety and fear and self-doubt and self-hatred and depression can reach out and pluck the heartstrings of people who experience those same things and say, hey, you're not the only one. And because I'm in a position, whether I think I deserve it or not, where there are people who care about me, people who I've never met across the world, and people who respect me, which, again, boggles my mind, because I have a hard time respecting myself sometimes. And there's a bit of a contradiction there, as we're all walking masses of contradictions, which is that I tend toward arrogance and pride, but those belie self-doubt and anxiety. But there are people who respect me and look up to me as a person in that position to express self-doubt, to express fear and anxiety and depression and isolation, all the things that are a part of my daily experience. Can demonstrate to those people that they're really not alone, and that even the people who they might respect grapple with those same problems and lose to them. Because over the past months, I have lost. Gone out seeking dragons to fight and gotten eaten. Gotten hurt. Hurt myself in the process. That's potent. And it's told in this story in an approachable, goofy, expressive, fun way that allows the real depth of messaging to slip under the radar, almost unnoticed, and really, really grasp you at your core. That's really powerful. Because you come out of the episode feeling resonance with Bocchi's anxiety and fear, but in a fun way that makes you smile and makes you enjoy the experience along with her, and where you know that there's hope for her, and then if there's hope for her, maybe there's hope for you, because she's so much worse off than you are, probably. Right? Right. I like it. I like it. It's sneaky. It's sneaky. It's sneaky. What a way to win hearts and minds. There's something that's wrong about what Rio says. This won't resonate with a lot of people, but the people it does resonate with, it will resonate with strongly. There's something that's wrong with that, because it will resonate with a lot of people, because the experience is actually universal, or nearly so. Most people are not like Kita, and if they are, it's trained. Very few people are really that shining, happy, extroverted, bright, very few people are actually that on every level down to the core. From my experience, a lot of the people who are most like that doubt themselves the most at their core. And that's not to knock them. That's not to insult them. In fact, it's the opposite. It makes their expression of joyousness and love and passion and happiness all the more impressive to me. And we'll see if that's something that is there under Kita's layers and shell. Because she's all about the external in a lot of ways. The look of the things, the optics. That might just be exactly who she is, and she might be genuine all the way down. Sort of like Yui in K-On!, where she's just kind of an idiot all the way through and just pure protag. And Kita is that. She's very kind of pure protag. Like Maho Shoujo protagonist red hair is the character that Kita is, except for Tsubomi from Heartcatch Precure, who has all the doubts in the world, right? But hure hure minna hure hure watashi is very much who she is. I find people like that altogether impressive. And I think more so when it is revealed as you become closer to them that it's layers and layers and layers of practiced behaviors. Not just something that they were born with and just are. There are people who are like that, and I envy them, I must say. I envy them their easy joy. But I don't know that I would trade with them. I don't know that I would trade my hardship for ease. Certainly when I'm in the midst of it, I might wish that it were over. I might wish that I had an easier time of things. When I'm in the middle of it and I'm in pain, emotional or physical or otherwise, I might wish for that. But broadly, there may be something richer about a life with struggle. It might be worth it. When I look back at my life, every bit of pain that I've experienced has led to growth within me. It's something that David Goggins in his book Can't Hurt Me expresses pretty effectively. He says that he looked around at one point in his life at his terrible circumstances, his abusive father, his racist town, his poverty, his self-doubt, his self-hatred, his dead-end life, and he changed his perspective and looked at it as the perfect training ground. I couldn't have asked for a better training ground to become strong. And I wouldn't trade it for anything, he says. And I resonate with that. Every bit of hardship seems to have been worth it. I think that's what religious people mean when they say that God has a plan. See, I don't really know. I can't speak to that. I don't feel like God has a plan. I don't know if there's a God. I don't know if I would express my own ideations of universalism and whatnot as religious in that sense, but I think that's what people mean. is that in our individual lives, if you believe it so, the suffering that you experience can become worth it. And if you believe it's not worth it, it won't be. So that's interesting. Anyway, we're sort of tangenting out. The core of what I wanted to express here is that expressing pain, sharing pain, spreading pain, bad. Expressing that you experience pain can demonstrate to others that experiencing pain is part of humanity, it's part of life, and that it can be overcome, and it can be worth it. That's what I'd like to impart to you, and that's what I think the author of Bocchi the Rock wants to impart to you too, is that it can be worth it, that there's hope, that there's a path. Cool. All right, let's continue. I like the family being present. I don't know what to say about it. Just having them be there in the background. The little sister and the mother and the folding of clothes and the family dynamic that's happening around Bocchi. It grounds her a little bit. You know, it's pretty common that anime characters don't have parents. They just don't exist. We just sort of hand wave it because sort of like rogue backstories in D&D. It's, yeah, you don't have parents. They're dead. They're dead. They're gone. They're off on a trip somewhere, right? They've left you alone we just don't want to worry about it. I like that that's not the case. Bocchi has a full family there. And it doesn't help her. It doesn't help her, right? Her depression and isolation isn't a result of lack of family or lack of connection opportunities around her. It's really just built into the way that she experiences the world. And that's probably a lot more real to a lot of the people who have this sort of a problem than otherwise. It seems like a lot of the time we try to look at a character like this and go, oh, well, of course she's depressed and isolated. Her family fell apart. Or, you know, I look at my life and it's like, well, of course I feel this way about broken family dynamics because I come from a broken family. But that's not always the case. Often it's just the way that the person is, and the parents have done everything right and they're present. It grounds her. It makes it even more real to me. I haven't written a single lyric, but I've perfected my signature. Nailed it. Yeah. You'll do anything except the thing. You'll do things that you hate doing. You'll scrub toilets. As long as it means you don't sit down and have to do the thing that you're focused on. It seems because you're focused on it, because you know that you need to do it, your brain's like, nah, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to actually dedicate yourself to the thing that you're supposed to dedicate yourself to. I already spent 5 hours yesterday editing video to escape reality. I'm so stupid. I'm a paramecium. I'm an amoeba. So the self-flagellating, of course, right? I'm the idiot. I'm such a fool. Dobby is such an idiot. Dobby's such a fool. Seems to just contribute to the lack of moving forward toward the goal. What did I write before? Awful curses. I could easily write depressing lyrics, of course. Guitar! But nobody wants that. So I've got to write something really band-like, something with real Kita aura. Let Kita write the Kita lyrics. Maybe the most valuable thing that you can do is express genuinely. Pain, fear, depression, isolation, sadness, loss. The most potent pieces of art and music are the ones that express that, aren't they? Aren't they? They're the ones that express that and then express overcoming it, I think. To me, in my life, the pieces of media that have had the biggest impact on me are the ones that help me understand the painful elements of experience. The most resonant songs are the ones that come from broken hearts, right? I think that's really true. Nobody wants that. How do you know? Okay, we get a bunch of style swaps now, and I like them a lot. This is, fuck. It's John what's-his-face, Travolta in Saturday Night Fever. That's what it is. Oh yeah, that's exactly it. Awesome. That's very fun. I don't know what the fuck this one is. The woman who surfs in the pool at night. Pfft, might just be an imagination. I love how moving everything... Okay, how do I put this? It's not that everything is animated, it's the dream sequence sparkles and the ideation of the thing. In an age long past, the Queen of Woot. Just freaking and wigging out. It looks to me like they've done some digital smearing or something in these to produce these, these like hyper smears. The reason that I bring it up is because it actually looks like some of the elements that were digitally redone in Ping Pong the animation, which I mentioned that I had watched recently. It feels that sort of same way. And then she puts on the Kita voice, and it's so weird. I love that the voice actress is able to do that, because of course she is. Hey, what are you digging? That's a cable. Ow! That's my leg. Stop it. Cat, you are not allowed to chew my leg. Please. I love that the voice actress is able to swap it. And we get the expression from her family, which is, there's something wrong with you. Something is weird here. This is incorrect. It doesn't match. There's a disconnect. You must be possessed by a demon, which is a wonderful gag and got me laughing like crazy. But it's evidence, right? It's like, okay, you should take this as evidence that maybe this isn't the direction. Genuineness is what people connect with. And this attempt to be someone you're not is disingenuous. And that's where we get to eventually when she actually writes the lyrics and has Rio look at them. She writes out this cheesy crap, really. And we'll go and we'll see what she writes out in a bit, because we get to see it, and it flashes up on screen. I didn't get to actually read through it. She writes out this cheesy crap and expresses exactly the correct thing. Any depressed person hearing this song would just drop deeper into despair. What helps you when you're sad? It's not listening to happy songs. You ever try to listen to happy songs when you're really fucked up? It hurts a lot. It's like the worst thing that you could imagine. Or be around happy people. Imagine going... in fact, it's a classic thing that's used in movies pretty frequently, is you're depressed as hell, and you end up sitting on a swing in a playground, a place for play, or you end up sitting on a roller coaster just looking sad, right? It's used all the time to create this contrast between the environment and the individual, and we resonate with it visually because it's wrong, because it doesn't fit, because it reveals to you your own sadness. It's like, gosh, how fucked I am that I'm in a place dedicated toward happiness and I feel like crap, and it makes me feel like more like crap. Right? Right. Right, cat? Right. Why are you chewing on my... No. Ow! Stop that. Chill. Man, they really need to be able to go outside. I really hope that it stops raining soon. Makes you feel worse. Imagine you get broken up with and you end up at Disneyland. And you're sitting on one of the little, like, dee 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 dee, and the little teacup ride spinning around, just hating everything. Perfect scene. Expresses right on the money the worst feeling, which is that everything around you should indicate happiness and you don't feel it. And that's a lot of Bocchi's real experience of life. Everyone around her is ready to play and going, and she just doesn't know how to match her own behaviors and her own internal state with that external state. Can't do it. Rough. All right. So out we go. Again, the bored, the dunce cap, the shame, sitting in a corner, banging her head against a wall. Awesome. We can do this. Let's take promotional photos. This ends up being really fun. That one sucks a lot. It sucks real bad. I really like this. It feels like a perfect promotional photo for Ryo, which is just have her stand there with her normal expression up against a wall. Perfect. Let's La Go is very cute, and we're going to keep hearing that a bunch. I also really love Nijika's little wrist thing and her little choker. Very cute and stylish. Of course, Kita is also very cute and stylish, and Ryo is very somber and conservative in dress, which ends up also being very cute and stylish. As we go through here, I just want to point out, I really like the background work. It feels really good. It's pretty clear to me that they're based off of images of real places. I'll bet you could go through and find the actual location shots that they've been using. And as we've expressed before, it's common for, well, I wouldn't say common. It's not uncommon for anime studios to go and take location shots in order to produce these backgrounds. They feel really good. I like this one in particular, how we've got this sort of junkyard and the rust bits all over it. It's texturally rich, and it produces a feeling of a real place to me. It doesn't even, the anime characters stand out quite a bit. They don't look like real people in a real environment, but it doesn't clash too much. It feels really nice, and I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, that has to be an edited photo. Has to be. That's the textural stuff on the leaves. That's digital. Maybe gone over by an individual artist and whatnot, but it's digital. All right, we've covered all the bases, and we need an evocative wall. Let's find a cool wall. Characters chasing each other around, their legs becoming little spinny things. I love it all. This one is very obviously a photo. Although they've swapped the car out for a 2D car. That's interesting. Still, it matches up and feels pretty good. So, I'm kind of sad that they didn't end up using this location of this closed down CD shop as the place to put their photo. Partly because it matches up and it feels right? But also, there's something, to me, potent about being this youthful band that's built off of the backdrop of a fading portion of the industry. I don't know why. I just find that evocative and cool. It's a direction that they could have gone. They don't decide to go there. They do the wall with the cool, the sort of cute tree on it, which more matches Nijika's energy, at least. But, man, there's something really, really potent about, the CD industry is dying, because it is. And the way that music will never be the same again. Streaming has killed it in a lot of ways, and that's true of film as well, and it's true of anime as well. Everything changes, but then you get this new growth on top of that. It's sort of like when you see a tree stump and there's a little sprig of a tree growing up out of the dead tree, there's life building on top of the ruins of what was there before. That's potent to me. I don't know, I vibe with that. I like that. And tells me that if I ever form a band, maybe I should find a dilapidated CD store and take pictures in front of it. For them, it doesn't end up being the thing, but I like that idea. I also really like this. This used to be a CD shop that I went to a lot. Now it's all closing down. And Nijika, disappearing one by one. So sad. Oh no, I've hurt you so much. Don't worry about it. Ryo's just saying stuff for vibes. And that's pretty fun. That that she's doing exactly that. And it's kind of a polar opposite of what Hitori does. Ryo sort of explores the territory of putting on masks, of putting on like the feeling of acting depressed or somber or conservative or downer or whatnot in a way that Goto could never, right? Because she's so disconnected from her own truth that to express fiction is not a space that she can play in. She can barely express her own truth. That's pretty cool. All right. I found a cool wall over there. And she did. She found the place that they end up taking the shots. All right, let's do a jump shot. And of course it goes terribly. Well, we take a bunch of shots of a bunch of things. And you should form your own social media account. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I love the way that the lines of her become disconnected completely from her coloration. If you look at the line that is her jawline, it pops in and out away from the colored segment that is her colored segment. It's like she's literally a spirit leaving her body as we see that popping out of her. I like it a lot. And I love how we take it even a step further. And that's one of the things this show does really well, is take the joke and go further 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 and further. I also resonate with this feeling of not having pictures of yourself. It's an issue that I run into if I try to use dating apps, is like, I don't have pictures of myself. It's weird for somebody who exists on camera, right? My profession essentially is to sit in front of a camera and take video of myself and then post it publicly. But I've always really disliked having photos taken of me. Maybe because I just don't know how to smile for a camera or whatever. It's something that I need to overcome. But I've got that same kind of self-doubt and well, it's not that, it's, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is. But I resonate with this feeling of not having very many pictures of yourself and maybe not even wanting them taken. We go a layer further with it. They become even darker and sketchier lines that are more disconnected from herself. Perhaps I've become a rare species? I wonder if there are any other high school girls like me still around. And we see all these characters, taking pictures of themselves and running around and being part of clubs and being together and out there in the world and all that stuff. I wonder if there are any others, and no faces, right? We don't see their faces. They're all dedicated to other things and not connecting, not looking at us. I wonder if there are any other high school girls like me still around. Ah. So there's something. First off, yes, lots. Girls and boys. And all sorts of people who are isolated and lonely and depressed, and made more so by the fact that they can pull up Instagram and find a large portion of their class or their friends or people their age posting all sorts of lovely things about their lovely lives, most of which are a carefully tailored impression that's not exactly true, right? I wonder if there are any other people like me. Millions. Millions. You just don't see them because they're not posting. So then we run into a problem with social media, which is that the people who don't feel like they can express themselves feel less like they can express themselves because they don't see people like them expressing themselves. Depression representation, mental health awareness, sadness awareness, loneliness awareness. Well, if you're a lonely, isolated, anxious person, you are far less likely to take pictures of yourself in general and share those. Because you don't have that streak of narcissism and extroversion and positivity that would lead you to take pictures of yourself and express yourself more. So then all the other people who feel the same way that you do never see anybody like them expressing themselves, and so they feel like they're weirder and more isolated. if nobody talks about the fact that they're in pain, and you're in pain, you feel like an outcast who's different and weird from everybody else. That's a problem. It's a broad social problem, and I don't know how to solve it. I don't think anybody knows how to solve it. Because the applications that, by and large, rule our lives are ruled by the types of people who lean into narcissism and expression of self. Self-included. Self-included. You know, it takes a certain degree of arrogance to sit in front of a camera and think that it might even be possible that people might care what I think about a thing. To express in speech how I feel about an anime and think that that matters or might matter to anybody takes a certain degree of arrogance. I wonder if there are any other people like me around. Yeah, but you'll never find them. You'll never find them because they're all stuck in their rooms wondering if there are other people like them around. And when they do go outside, they pretend to be other than they are. Because they feel like their real experience of life is weird and outcasty and will cause them more rejection, right? So they'll never express it. That's a real problem. I do know what the solution is, actually. I'm wrong, sorry. The solution is the same thing I talked about earlier. It's to carefully express that pain and anxiety and fear and self-doubt are a part of your daily experience. And in doing so, to demonstrate to those people who are stuck in their rooms watching YouTube videos all day that they're not alone. In some ways, and I expressed this in the sorry video, in some ways, I'm really grateful for the mistakes that I've made over the past couple of months. Because they got me back in touch with the scared child inside of me. Because over the past years, I've changed a lot. And I've grown up out of myself a lot. And I've broken out of my shell a lot. I've overcome some of my inhibitions. I've become more social. I've gained friends, connections. I've gained some confidence and some physical strength and some well-being and I've clambered out of depression in a lot of ways and overcome anxiety, social and internal, in a lot of ways. And there's a problem with that, which is that it distances me from the people who I need most to communicate with. Because they're the people who are stuck in their rooms watching YouTube videos about anime because they can only connect to anime characters. Because that's where I used to be. Those are the people that need to be spoken to the most. That need, with all of its flaws, that need the parasocial relationships that we generate as YouTubers and as creators and as sharers of experience, that need that the most. And so, as I improved, I became distant from the people that I most want to speak to, that I most want to reach. So I'm grateful for having been dropped back into suffering a little bit. Because it reminds me that there are people that are suffering, and that there are people like me still around. And it reminds me that a big part of the point is to show that that's okay, and that it can be overcome. And that it's done through certain types of effort, and through dedication to passion, and through love of things. And so, just like Nijika's passion has a ripple effect and inspires others, there's the potential for my passion for anime, animation, art, creation, and for talking about it, and for the work that's put in to produce these videos, and for expression, to express that passion is the solution. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. There's the potential for me, having come from a place of pain and being capable of moving out of that place of pain, to demonstrate that it's possible. And that might be worthwhile. But I came pretty close to forgetting. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to suffer a little bit. And to remember what it's like to be snapped out of myself a little bit. Or have I become a rare species? She's saying the strangest things. Nah, this is pretty normal. Why don't you start your own Instagram? Yeah, we'll be friends. We should all have individual member accounts. And full glitch out of this universe into... I really like the style here. It's ridiculous and I love it. I like the style here too. I don't know what this is meant to be evoking, but it's fucking great. The birth of the attention whore monster. And that's the fear that she has, which I resonate with, which is the fear that having public profiles and stuff will lead to more arrogance and pride and attention-seeking behavior. But it's so disparate from who she actually is and how she actually treats her socials that, well, it's silly and it becomes a big gag for us. But this is how she envisions herself. She envisions herself as dangerous, as someone who needs to be careful. And so she doesn't try at all to express herself. Partly because she's afraid of expressing fear and anxiety and self-doubt and depression and stuff. And partly because she's afraid that she'll become too focused on getting attention from external sources and become too much of a monster. It's a really interesting sort of balanced imbalance that she's in, where any direction she looks, she just doubts herself. I like the screen tones that form most of this framing. It's really cool. I like the scratchy backgrounds. Like all my posts. No. This is all I need. All I need is my videos. All I need is my YouTube. Hey, come back! Again, a complete style change for the characters, becoming these little almost chibified versions of themselves in monotone coloration. Oh, I didn't even catch that. That wipe is really cool. The little... Very cute. Let's do a jump shot! And of course, it perfectly captures everyone's personality exactly. Because she's terrible at it. Perfect. Right on the money. It feels like we're one step closer to becoming a popular band, and they haven't done anything. They haven't done any actual songwriting. We'll do our concert, maybe. Our demo CD, maybe. Our this, our that, our this, our that. We'll buy all the trappings. We'll buy the cleats and the socks and the jerseys and the gym membership and all the things. And we won't actually do any of the stuff that we're actually supposed to do. Oh yeah, how's that lyric writing going? Blah, blah, blah. The more time that passes, the higher the lyrics bar seems to rise. Yep, you got writer's block. The longer you spend before you actually start doing the thing, the harder it gets to start. It's activation potential. Just like firing on a micro bio scale, like getting a neuron to fire requires a certain activation threshold, right? You need a certain potential in order to push you past the edge. And that's true for motivation too. Motivation not being the ethereal idea of being motivated to do a thing. Motivation literally being movement. Movement is motivation. They're the same thing. doing the thing is the motivation. And how was this expressed? Motivation isn't something that happens before the thing. It's a measure of whether you did the thing. The highest state of excitability is associated with moving toward the goal. Neurobiologically, thanks Huberman. So that is, you think that you need to get to a certain state of like calm, cool, collected, everything being in order to push yourself to do the thing. And that's exactly incorrect. What you need is to get excitement up. You need to get adrenaline generated. You need to self-generate a state of moving forward, and then you can move forward. And then you are moving forward. It's not that you build up the motivation to do the thing, it's that you do the thing and that generates the motivation. Mood follows action. Behavior comes first. The state of wanting to do the thing comes afterward. Paradoxically, but it's true.
So what is the process of combating that, monkey mind that is, running whatever narrative that's keeping you stuck? Like, it's easy to say, like, just move, you got to take the action.
Sure.
But a lot of people still, despite understanding that, intellectualizing that, are unable to, basically act as if.
Yeah, I think we're dealing with two general categories of people who have problems with motivation and focus. And I think we've failed to decide, I think we've failed to describe the fact that there are two groups and not one. We think, well, I need to calm myself enough to move forward. I think, and then other people say, well, no, you need to kind of ramp yourself up to move forward. Here's the way I conceptualize it based on the data that I'm aware of. Some people are just hypo-aroused. They're just not motivated enough. And those people would benefit greatly from cultivating practices like superoxygenated breathing. So this is something along the lines of like Tumo-type breathing. So rapid, and we look at this in the lab. We're actually running a human study on this now. So 25 or 30 deep breaths through the nose and out through the mouth, then exhaling the breath and holding, learning how to self-generate adrenaline. That's what you're doing when you're doing that.
Some version of the Wim Hof technique. Or
that's what that is.
Brian McKenzie talks about.
Right. An ice bath is doing the exact same thing. Stimulating adrenaline response. It actually improves the immune system. There's a published paper on this. Releases adrenaline, which buffers the immune system against infection. But getting good at taking yourself from low energy to higher energy. And then learning how to compress your focus. And I'll talk about the focus thing in a minute. Some people are so agitated, the monkey mind, they got too many things going on and they're thinking, okay, they're trying to sit down and write. I suffer from this. And I'm feeling like, wait, I've also got this person I need to connect with. And I'm kind of being drawn off course by not being able to put the blinders on. For people that have that issue, I think learning how to calm the nervous system is very powerful. And the best way that I know how to do that is based on two studies, one published in Nature, one published in Cell Reports recently, showing that physiological sighs, there's actually a thing in the literature called physiological sighs, are one of the fastest ways to bring our overall level of subautonomic arousal down. And a physiological sigh is 2 inhales followed by an extended exhale. So it's like, it's not just a deep breath, it's 2 inhales followed by an exhale, okay? And what that does, and this has been shown several times now in humans and other species as well, is it dilates the little sacs of the lungs, and that second inhale dilates them a little bit more, and it pulls a little bit of carbon dioxide out of the bloodstream so that when we exhale, we offload the maximum amount of carbon dioxide, and it perfectly adjusts the ratio of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the bloodstream and lungs.
Okay, I'll leave that there, because that's extremely, extremely useful. There are all sorts of reasons to become reluctant to do the thing that you need to do. And we've talked about a bunch of them. That's one useful tool for changing your chemistry to get yourself into a better state to do it. But it seems like discipline trumps motivation, and it seems like just making yourself start and do the thing does better. And the longer that you put it off, the worse it becomes. Bocchi's certainly right about that. She also generates all this fear that it's irrational. if I show this to them and then they're mean to me, or worse, if they're obviously humoring me. And so she chooses Ryo to show it to because she knows that Ryo won't lie to her, she thinks. That's pretty cool. Okay, I love that she sends her to the cafe just because Ryo wants to eat there and get Bocchi to pay for it. Awesome. I also really love how dramatically we change the color palette for this framing. You know, it's La Chic, this lovely place. Look at any other frame in the episode, any other section. It's bright and colorful. Even these sections that are backed with all these grays, right? There's like some white and some blue to the gray. There's contrast. It's vibrant and alive. And then we look at the framing around the entrance to La Chic, and it really is this dark, gloomy, it looks like a funeral parlor with the flowers outside. It feels terrifying. And that's the representation that Bocchi has of a place where she doesn't feel like she's allowed to go. It's not a place where she feels comfortable. So she enters, and I don't know what she actually says. I assume it's the kind of saying that you'd say as you enter an izakaya.
Hey, 大将やってる?
Yateru. Oh, yate. Yeah, no, that is, are you winning, diners? Are you winning, son? That's right on the money. All right. How weird could you be? That weird, absolutely. And lets her eat. She does end up eating, yeah, she is eating curry rice, isn't she? She doesn't end up ordering cake or something. So she's just trying to get a meal, literally a real meal. Wow. Ugh. What if I say something and I'm rejected? Gochiso-sama deshita. And what do I do? Should I initiate? No. And that's, it's just a really excellent depiction of social anxiety. But what if I say this and she doesn't agree with me? Oh, God. It's perfect. And they are both wearing keshoku bandos now, which is very cute. Struggle. And Ryo hits her with, come on. Just show it to me. There we go. Oh, this is good. And of course, she's looking at the signature. Very cool. I like the gag a lot. And then we see the lyrics themselves. We see them here somewhere. Are you personally satisfied with these? Well, I figured we should do something just like all these hit bands. And Ryo expresses something real. Okay, can't do it anymore, you say, as you give up on moving forward, on a road that seems to go on forever. It feels like you'll never arrive anywhere, and that's got you worried, doesn't it? But hey, now listen up. Don't forget you're not alone, that we're all here. We're sending you this cheer just as your heart's about to break. Your dreams will come true. Don't give up till the very end. Your dreams will come true. Believe in yourself and get walking again. Glory awaits you ahead, I know it, for everyone around the world trying hard. Gambate! Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of trite and cheesy. Doesn't mean it's not true or of value. And it's better than I thought it would be, in that it expresses this feeling of, oh, you're about to give up, don't do it, don't give up, come on, let's go. And that's potent, and it's something that I like expressing because I believe in it. But it doesn't have that reality to it. It is something that we might be able to come back to in a few episodes when Bocchi is a slightly different person, and it could become more real. But it really is an attempt to fit a mold. Not to express honestly, but to shape your expression into something that you think will appeal to others. My previous band's lyrics were awkward, but I liked how honest they were. And then they started going in a more commercial direction. And I think this is my favorite shot in the episode. I'm not sure what the line that's going across is. I assume, I'm going to guess that it's like a power line or something. I'm not sure. But it cuts right through the eyes of the characters and brings us from Bocchi, who's looking in the reflection at Ryo, and it cuts right through the center of Ryo's eyes and then right above Bocchi's eyes. It produces this angle that is like she's looking up to her, but without being looked down upon in return. And it doesn't try to frame it perfectly. If they were trying to frame this by rules, they'd frame this by the rule of thirds more closely and it would be up higher, and we don't do that. I really like this frame. It breaks those rules, although it also keeps to them because this line produces a third across. I like it a lot. It's cute. It's really cute. I hated that. That's why I quit. We had a little fight, and just as I was feeling sick of the whole band thing, bam, Nichika. And we know exactly how that went down, right? Hey, do you have time? Play bass for me. And so I decided to give it another try. But I want to play in a place, in a band that's real and unique. Abandoning your uniqueness is equivalent to dying. Just want to hold on that for a second. Abandoning your uniqueness is equivalent to dying. I think literally. That's deep shit, Ryo. Whoa. A certain brand of Buddhist or Hindu would say that that's literally true. If you are a piece of the universe experiencing itself, the uniqueness of your perspective is you. It's all you are, and maybe what you're for. Maybe the purpose of your existence is to experience uniquely the universe in a way that no one else has quite experienced it before, in a time frame and in an embodied form that nothing else, that the universe has never experienced itself in before. To die is to return to the dust and dirt from whence you came. To become one with everything again. To abandon your unique embodied form. The specific bubble of causality that you may carry around with you. Your literal existential state as a unique observer. Physics-wise observer. A thing which entangles and generates an understanding, comprehension, expression of the universe around you in a way that no one else has quite done ever before. To give that up, to abandon that, is equivalent to dying. Man, that actually rocks me. On a fundamental level. It's been a while since a line in the show actually rocked me. That actually rocks me. Okay. Yeah. Abandoning your uniqueness is equivalent to dying. Cherish your uniqueness. Cherish your unique pain. Express it. And discover whether it's unique. Because a lot of it isn't. And that's something that we've talked about before. A lot of the experiences that you'll experience are not unique. They're shared. They're truer than true because they're true to you and they're true to many other people. multiple people evaluating the same shadows on the wall of Plato's cave can get closer to understanding what the ideal form is that casts those shadows by sort of triangulating them through different expressions of experience. If you try to shut off the parts of you that are you and try to conform to some idea outside of you, you remove from yourself the ability to seek out universality through individuality. I don't mean to get all weird and metaphysical there, except that this is where my mind's at, and damn! I didn't expect that. Don't write generic lyrics based on other concerns. Write what you want to write. But if I do that, I'll write bitter social outcast lyrics. And she hits it with a different perspective, which is, well, wouldn't it be really funny to have a normie like a normie like her sing it? Yes, actually, it would. The whole point of a band is to bring people together to accomplish something in unison. It's an endeavor of connectedness, of collaborative creation. Multiple perspectives folded together into something that can be expressed, packaged, and delivered to another human being. Yeah, that's the sauce. That's the stuff. That's the color that Keshoku Bando will have. And that's exactly right, and it works metaphorically because zip ties tie things together. It's a band it's a band. Ryo-san is actually a considerate person. Also a thief. Oh, very cool. I'll try my best. Great. I can't wait to see it. And she does. And everybody's working. Everybody's pushing in their own directions. She forgets to sleep. She writes the lyrics. Well, it is a downer, but it's very you. It's very real. It might not connect with too many people, but those it does, it'll hit deeply, and we get this little soft smile from her. Cherish your individuality and express it, because there are a lot of individuals, and a lot of them might resonate with your true truth. And you'll never know if you don't express honestly. You'll always have a self-imposed barrier because you're trying to be what you think they want instead of being who you are. And so none of your connections will ever be real. I think a lot of people go through lives that are lived dishonestly. I think a lot of people fail to pursue their spirit, their soul. I know that I was at risk of doing that. I came pretty close. I went to university and I chose a degree course that I thought other people wanted me to choose, that I thought my family wanted for me, that I thought the world would want from me, instead of choosing to pursue my passions. And I was not myself. And every step that I took toward what I thought was expected of me was a step away from my soul. And it took loss and grief and pain and recognition of finitude, of mortality, to make me snap out of that and begin to pursue honestly. To live honestly. And to express honestly. And it's happened again. Over the past year or two, I found myself with this channel, this thing that is mine to control. That is my home and my ship that I can pilot, my mecha, that I can pilot in whatever direction I choose to fight for whatever cause I want. I was piloting it in the direction that I thought other people wanted from me, instead of pursuing, honestly, what I actually want, instead of cherishing my individuality. And so, as I did so, I stepped away from my soul, equivalent to dying. And it's taken suffering and grief and isolation and loneliness and self-hatred and anxiety and fear and depression to make me write honest lyrics again. And to pursue honestly again. I don't know if my speech will connect with many people. I hope that it will. My guess is that there are enough people out there that even if I only resonate with a few of them, 1% of 8 billion is a lot of people. 1/10 of 1/10 of 1% of 8 billion is a lot of people. If I can resonate strongly enough with them, then that's all that matters. It's all that matters. And it will be enough. And on a materialist perspective, 1/10 of 1/10 of 1/10 of 1% of 8 billion, if I can resonate with those people strongly enough that they feel compelled to support me, yes, the shilling is coming, then I don't need them to support me for $5 a piece. We could do one, and that would be enough. And I think that's true too. So, as honestly as I can, I'll keep going. I'll express my failures and my doubts and my fears. And the flip side, my joys and my passions. And what I learn. And what I'm wrong about. I'll express it as best as I can. And if you value that, I implore you, throw me $1 on the Patreon so that I can keep doing it. And we'll see where we go from here. Damn, for a cute girls show, this one really makes me think. Really fucking makes me think. It's really cool. I like the show a lot. I think a lot of you do too, because it's getting good views and stuff, and people are excited by a show that reaches out and demonstrates something honest about the human experience. It's like a trickle down of resonance. Everything starts vibrating and vibrating and vibrating and vibrating and resonating. How far can it go? How many people can it connect with? How many passions can it incite? How many guitarists can it fucking create? How many can I create? How many people who would otherwise pursue dishonestly can I turn into, just shift 1/10 of 1 degree to direct them more toward the potential for honest pursuit of passion, of love, of reality, of understanding, of connection and resonance and harmony and beauty. I don't know, but it seems worth trying. Ambarimasu. I'm going to try my best. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for more Bocchi. Much love. Ya fucking weirdos. Peace.